to be discussing Hosea chapter 3, and I'll read this in just a moment here. Then said the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an omer of barley, and an half omer of barley. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man, so will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return, and seek the Lord their God and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. So there's quite a bit here. I'll try to summarize it very briefly, but Hosea the prophet was commanded by God to buy effectively a prostitute, and marry her, and it's a representation of the church being Israel at the time. Um, God's chosen people turning away uh, from the one true God, and it's a representation of, in theology, the woman is a reference to the people of God, and when the woman, the people of God, take on other religions, it's like having many lovers. It's a metaphor. Um, so, for example, a modern example would be when people say all religions are equal. The people that follow that are effectively an adulteress. It's a metaphor, but nonetheless, that's what it means. And what's really interesting here is in the latter part of this, the second half, I should say, of Hosea 3, talks about Israel not having a king and without really any human leadership other than, you know, what's been written in the Word of God. Uh, and I think what's interesting is that in the last days, the people of Israel will not only return to their land, which they have here in um, verse 5, and they will seek the Lord their God and David their king. And this last part is, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. It makes you wonder, why is it that there's this trending theme in the Word of God in the last days where people fear the Lord, and I think we should really take a few moments to pray and ask God why. Why is the latter days specifically called out for fear of the Lord? Um, and I can answer that, but I'd rather have you look into that yourself. So thank you and have a wonderful night.